Good afternoon and welcome, Noster, to the sports complex for a warm fall day matchup between the home Panthers and the Lafayette County Higginsville Huskers. This is Cancer Awareness Night. I'm Michael Coron. I'm alongside Xander Rao, and Zachariah Shire is on the camera tonight.
Great Panthers, let's go!
Hey, Coron. Hello, Mr. Coron, and hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the complex for Cancer Awareness Night for your softball ladies.
Low fastball hits the dirt for Estella Huntsman
Go, Stella!
for the first pitch of tonight. Up for the Huskers is Tori Sears. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup here to start things off. Another low fastball from Huntsman.
All right, Stella, here we go.
Once again, Cancer Awareness Night. Ladies are out there, X in the pink jerseys. Lines are even pink for Cancer Awareness tonight. Low and inside is 3-0. Huntsman down in the count early here to Sears. Sears will be taken all the way on this one. X's, they try to get their first base runner.
All right, you're right. Got it out of your system. Let's go. Good right, too.
4-0 right away for Huntsman. Couldn't seem to find the strike zone. She was low on all four pitches. Jeffries for the Higginsville Huskers, Lady Huskers over there at third base. Calling it out. They're leaving Sears over there with nobody down here in the first. There's that inside corner fastball from Estella Huntsman. She finds the range. She's up in the count on Maya Bennett now, 0-1.
Unfortunate first at bat.
Ready, girls?
Yeah, just found herself down quickly and looking for that low strike zone and not getting it here. Ties it up now, 1-1 across the board. Bennett takes a cut at that one. It goes off of the shins of
Got this,
Elena Phillips.
Count now 1-2.
Yeah, and Sears is on down to second base for the Huskers.
Foul ball right off the net.
Yeah, battles it back to the screen here. But Stella Huntsman stays up in the count 1-2.
I thought that one was going to go over the net.
Infield playing in here versus Bennett. Or sorry, the outfield playing in. And the first K of the night as the fastball strikes the outside corner for Estella Huntsman for the first out here for the Lady Panthers. Madison Wallace, the center fielder, steps up for the Lady Huskers. While Ruby Gash, the catcher, stands in the on-deck circle. No play at first. Nobody at home, nobody covering. Runners now at the corners for the Huskers on just a little drop hit there for Wallace. She barely got that one in play. It just kind of hugged the line. No play at the plate. No play at first, no play at the plate. Runners at the corner now for the Huskers and Gash. One down for the Lady Panthers. Just off the outside corner for Huntsman. No throw to second as they let the runners advance to second and third.
Two players in scoring position. Huntsman's got to get out of this one.
And she plunks her. Ruby Gash goes down on a hit by pitch.
Bases loaded now.
Kiana Husnor, the shortstop, steps up, number 8. And looks like Jeffrey's going to make a little change over there of runners for the catcher. Amos is going to come in and run. So Ruby Gash has done her job. Bases loaded, as X said before. One down for Huntsman. And she dials one up right at the bat to go up in the count 0-1. Inside fastball for strike two. Really, first time Estella's found herself up in the count here so big. 0-2 now with one down. Those bases are loaded for the Huskers. And strikeout number 2 for Stella Huntsman. Huntsman trying to get herself out of this jam. 2 down now. As number 3, the designated player, Jessica Chapman, steps up to the plate for the Huskers. Huskers taking part in the activities as well, in the festivities. Got the pink socks on. Looked like an off-speed pitch there for Huntsman to start things out. Up in the count here on Chapman. Come off speed. Now here comes that quick fastball by Huntsman. Try and blow it by her.
Good play by Zoe Schroeder.
Zoe Schroeder in for the last out. Knob Noster high fives all around as they got out of that one. X bases loaded. Kind of put themselves in a jam there in the top of the first. But we go into the bottom of the first, tied up 0-0. Starting things out for the Lady Panthers here in the bottom of the first. Number 11, the shortstop, Zoe Schroeder. Zoe made the last out there with the bases loaded. On deck, Jenna Bazanga. Fastball in from Sears for strike one. Right back up the middle for Zoe. Quick play at first place for the first out for the Huskers. Al Bazanga steps up with Estella Huntsman on deck. Outside corner fastball from Sears for strike one. Zang with a little step back there, but she's able to foul it off. She keeps the count at 0-1. Low fastball. Nice eye from Bazanga. She evens the count up now at 1-1 for the Lady Panthers. Nice strike down the first base line, but cleaned up over there By number 14, Maya Bennett. Bennett records the second out for the Huskers on her own there at first base.
Also, your Lady Panthers just came off a win against Lexington.
Yeah, it was a good conference win for them. Got this one at home on pink night and then a tough one on the road, I think, with Richmond coming up. Right at the feet of Huntsman. She barely scooted out of the way of that fastball. Huntsman at the plate right now. Kinsey Luber, second baseman, on deck. And that one's blipped out of play there by Huntsman.
On Tuesday last week, softball and tennis fell on the road at Carrollton, while volleyball won on the road at Lexington. On Wednesday, soccer defeated Lamont. Tennis team participated in the MRVC tournament. On Thursday, soccer and softball both won, while volleyball fell at home. Tennis also participated in individual district play. On Friday, the football team moved to 6-0 with a homecoming win over Lexington. And on Saturday, the cross-country team was in action.
2 balls in a row. Off speed was high and outside. The fastball came in low.
Full count.
Should be 3-1 actually up on the board. Huntsman with good hitters count. Nice patience at the plate by Stella Huntsman. She gives Noster their first runner of the evening. And Kinsey Luber, the second baseman, steps up for the Panthers.
Also in action tonight is district action with tennis at Marshall, and volleyball is hosting Richmond in regular season play. Visit our KNHS events YouTube page to catch the action.
Middle school football over at Panther Stadium as well. Taking on Richmond tonight. High and outside on the fastball. Evens the count to 1-1 for Luber. Phillips on deck, the catcher for the Panthers. 2 down. Huntsman over at first base. Big lead and freezes. Luber down in the count now 1-2 to Sears. Sears trying to get her to go on that one. Stand up still for Huntsman. The ball got loose and Huntsman took advantage of it. She now stands at second base in scoring position on a base hit by Luber. Just outside for Sears, and the count's going to even back up at 2-2. Actually 3-2. Full count now for Luber. She's just trying to battle.
Just hit the high outside corner for strike 3, as your Lady Panthers still tie the Lady Huskers at 0.
Top of the second, Huntsman back in the circle. Haley Pesto, the right fielder, up for the Huskers. Huntsman low and inside on her first pitch here in the second inning. Right down the middle. Off speed. Looked like she's just trying to find that strike zone. 1-1 now, the count to Haley.
So I don't blame her if she got a job in a school district, which is what she wants. So.
There it is.
Outside corner strike 2. 1-2 now to Pesto.
That was a good job hitting that down outside corner.
Looks like Stella's trying to find that range and trying to find that strike zone. High fastball in there to even things out at 2-2 though. Great to see so many cancer fighters out here tonight supporting our young ladies during this cancer awareness game. Third K of the night for Estella Huntsman. Comes on the first batter here at the top of the second. Now for the Huskers, number 23, Brittany Looney. The third baseman steps up.
Actually, that's Huntsman's third.
That's what I said.
I heard second.
Around for the bunt, charging in from third base. It's Michaela Garcia. Strike one for Huntsman. She's up in the count now. 0-1 with one down. The ball must have just been low for Huntsman. Can't seem to get that low fastball and find the range on that one. Evens the count at 1-1 now for the Huskers. Beautiful bunt, but a great throw from Huntsman. Records the second out here in the top of the second.
Great stretch by O'Connor as well to go reach for that ball.
Drops it a little bit. Drops her eyesight just a tad, and it's 0-2 now for Huntsman. Two straight fastballs right up the middle. Two down, runners at first and second. And she sets her down for the sixth K of her night. 6K through 3. And the Lady Panthers still up 2-0.
Hey, is it 5 or 6?
Bottom of the third here. Stella Huntsman starts things out. Sears tries to start her off with change up on the inside. She misses the corner, and Huntsman's up in the count. Battles back to the screen. Coming back out to our catcher and umpire. Count evens up at 1-1 now with the foul ball. Huntsman battled it off. Sears with a rocket back over there to Bennett at first for the first out. Now Kenzie Luber up to the plate for the Panthers. Anna Phillips, the catcher, on deck.
Not a bad hit by Huntsman, just straight to the pitcher. Unfortunate position.
Inside pitch right there to Luber. About hit her elbow. High and outside, hit the screen right in front of us for ball 2. Luber lays off again, 3-0.
Again, score is 2-0 at the bottom of the third.
Fastball inside for Sears as she starts to try to climb back here. 3-1 to Luber, but Luber still with a great hitting count. X as she can wait on her pitch here or decide to try to drive one out there. As you said, they have the 2-0 lead. She might be waiting. Bennett just a wall over there at first base. She records another out here and the second of the bottom of the third. Now the catcher Phillips up for the Lady Panthers with Garcia on deck. 2 down for the Lady Panthers. Fastball just on the inside, but good for Sears. Change up high and outside, evens the count at 1-1. One and two with the fastball. Garcia back up there after getting hit by the pitch in the on-deck circle. Looks like she'll bat for the Lady Panthers. Right now, Phillips, though, down in the count 1-2. It's a nice changeup for Sears, but Phillips able to get a little bit on it, sends it back to the screen, and the count stays at 1-2.
It's the top of the screen for like the third time tonight as well. And the sun is coming back out too.
Phillips still stays alive. She's staying in the battle versus Sears. The count remains at 1-2 with 2 down. Hit right back up to the middle. Cleaned up by the second baseman, Lainey Summers. And after 3, Noster still leads 2-0. Phillips was the last out there at the bottom of the third, so came out late. Huntsman gets about 2 quick pitches to get things started here for the top of the fourth. The designated player Jessica Chapman steps up for the Huskers to face off Huntsman in the circle. Chapman hit by the pitch that bounced in and hit her at the feet. She stands at first base. Now number 9, Haley Pesto, the right fielder, steps in. Low fastball. Huntsman sees an opportunity here. Strike 2 as Huntsman finds that outside of the plate. A runner goes. Throw down to first is in time as the third was dropped. I don't think she needed to throw that because the runner was there but trying to go to second, so no issue there. She still was out. But Chapman's at second base for the Huskers. Huntsman with 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Misses on an outside fastball for ball 1. That low inside pitch again that hit Chapman to bring her over there to second. At the plate now is Brittany Looney, the third baseman.
Ground ball to second.
Kenzie Luber cleans it up. Could have taken it over there herself, but she flips it off to Peyton O'Connor for the second out. That advances Chapman, though, to third and puts her in a great scoring position for number 13, Brenna Wentland.
It puts them in a great scoring position, but they only got 1 out to work with as well.
Now Wentland stands up there against Estella. Checks her swing. And Huntsman's down in the count 1-0. Top of the order on deck for the Huskers. Luber right there. Flips it over to Peyton O'Connor again for the third out of the top of the fourth. And Noster keeps them scoreless through 4. Sears back out there for the bottom of the fourth. Garcia back up for the Lady Panthers. Hit by pitch the last time. Had a pinch runner at first. And scored the first run off the Kylie Miller hit. Miller stands in the on-deck circle. Garcia down in the count 0-2 to Sears. Chops it over the head, but Sears able to jump up there and get it. Kylie Miller steps up with one down. Kylie switching on us, goes to the left-hand side. Look for that slap. Footwork for the slap hit. Third baseman's in. Brittany Looney for the Huskers. Second pitch is outside. One's across the bottom there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out for Luber.
That son being a pain.
Right back to the pitcher on the bunt. 1-3 for the second out of the inning. Abby Sater's going to step back up. Abby with a great drive to right center. Inside pitch called for strike 1. Fader trying to go back to right field. Fouls one off. The count's going to go to 0-2.
I mean, that's where she hit it last time for inside the Parker.
Counts 0-2 for Sears. A little off speed. Sater took a big cut at it. And we're through 5 here. Now Noster leads this one 2-0. Top of the 5th, top of the order for Higginsville. 2-0 for the Lady Panthers as we start this 5th inning. That one looked like it got out of the hands of Estella before she was able to pitch it. Had some side spin on it. Down in the count 1-0 to Sears. Phillips with a little trouble with that one as well. 2-0 now the count to Sears. Huntsman trying to climb the ladder with this pitch. Comes right up the middle. Sears battles it off the plate. And may have hit our umpire a little bit as well. 2-1 now to Sears. On deck is the first baseman, Maya Bennett. And the 2-1 pitch in the dirt for Estella. Hitters count now for Sears at 3-1. Nobody down here. Once again, top of the 5th. Lady Panthers up 2-0. Huntsman comes back, goes right to Luber.
That's a hit, and that's a catch.
Luber with a nice cleanup at second base. Tosses it over to Peyton O'Connor at first. 4-3 first out here in the top of the 5th. And the first baseman Bennett up for the Huskers. On deck for them is Madison Wallace, the center fielder. Nice first pitch to Bennett from Huntsman. Huntsman feeling it, Luber feeling it over there. Luber able to knock it down and then clean it up. Another 4-3 for Noster. Same result, second out. Wallace at the plate. The catcher Gash on deck. Stella looking to get out of this one right here. Nice fastball on the outside from Estella Huntsman. She dials up the first strike here for the Lady Panthers.
That is a hit.
Right through the gap, but Kylie Miller is there.
Caught it.
What a great play from the right fielder, Miller. Charged in on it, made the play at first base. That's the way we're going to end the 5th here, Zachariah. Now Noster leads this one 2-0. What a beautiful last out of that inning.
You know, I have to say, this has been a pretty good game. Both teams have done their best. Noster, like you've been saying, is 2-0. And if I have to say, this has been a pretty good game.
Yeah, quick game through 5 so far, but Noster up, as Zach said, 2-0. We're getting ready for the bottom of the 5th. Peyton O'Connor to lead things off here. O'Connor with a nice hit in the first, and it's actually her second at bat.
That was a hit at the commentators right there.
Right at the screen. No matter how many times it comes at you, you still want to dodge it.
All the
Protect
time.
your body.
All the time. You know, to be honest, I'm used to being hit with stuff, but now with like a 5-pound ball coming right at my face.
Yeah, that's not
That'll
good.
definitely hurt when it hits.
Peyton fouls one off. She was up in the count 2-0, now 2-1.
Did you want ketchup on there, Megan?
Third baseman is in for O'Connor. First baseman actually playing in as well.
Right at the screen again.
Yeah, moves her foot out of the way. That one
Yeah.
rolled across home plate.
We're across home plate, found a bump, and just went for a ride.
3-1. Outside pitch to O'Connor. She gives us another base runner here in the bottom of the 5th. which is great news for the top of the order. Zoe Schroeder, the shortstop, steps back up for the Lady Panthers with Jenna Bazenga on deck. Top of the order, nobody down. Runner at first is O'Connor. Bottom of the fifth, Noster leads this one 2-0, and Sears misses on the first pitch with a fastball low and outside.
Might be bossy.
Inside, in on the hands of Schroeder. She's up in the count 2-0. Flyover right over the stadium. You hear it in the mic.
A B2 South Palmer.
Truly amazing to watch.
Yes,
Been flying all day today.
And if I have to say, it's probably training weekend. Training week this week. They're going to be hearing a lot of that this week.
Zoe Schroeder on 4 straight pitches goes to first base. And Coach Daryl Jeffries makes a visit to the mound. Jenna Bazenga, nobody down, 2 on for the Lady Panthers, looks to extend our lead. Noster up 2-0. And as we got a break in the action, I'll let Zachariah Shire talk to you about our yearbook sponsors and make sure that we thank them during this timeout.
Okay. Well, our yearbook sponsors for that's about to say 2022,
21-22, last year's yearbook sponsors.
Our yearbook sponsors for the year of 21-22 were Coffee Snobs, Knob Noster Physical Therapy, Ready Set Grow Daycare Center, Sonic and Knob Noster, and Tilted X.
Great to have those sponsors be able to allow us to do this broadcast, bring this to you tonight. Once again, this is Cancer Awareness Night. You see our ladies in their pink jerseys. The Pink Panthers tonight. The Huskers taking part in the festivities as well, have their pink socks on. Mound over there at first base. Always said you got to tend your ground out there, and Bennett's got a big mound just off the side of her. Peyton freezes at second base as the shortstop goes over to cover. They must have thought Jenna Bazenga was going to swing around for that bunt. Laid off of it. She does bring it around, but then pulls it back. Center fielder in to cover Peyton at second base because she had taken such a big lead and paused out there. 2 balls, no strikes. Bazenga comes around again, fouls that one off of the plate. The count goes to 2-1. Bazenga looking to do her job to advance these runners to second and third. On deck behind her is Estella Huntsman.
Oh, that is
She takes a cut. Sears looks at third, nobody there to get the lead runner. So no matter how she does it, Jenna Bazenga did her job. She advanced the runners to second and third, put them in a great scoring position now for the pitcher, number 29, Estella Huntsman. On deck behind her, second baseman Kinsey Luber. There's just 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. A great opportunity here for the Lady Pink Panthers. Sears steps out of the circle almost. Change up was a nice one from Sears. Stella did not like that one. The count evens up at 1-1 with 1 down. That was a great pitch from Sears. Just froze Estella in there. Now a low fastball for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. Runners at second and third. Great opportunity here for Huntsman and the Lady Panthers. Battles it off, bangs off the plate, and the count remains at 1-2. Big cut from Estella Huntsman. Ball kind of hung up there on Sears. Huntsman pulled that about to the fence foul. And the count remains at 1-2. Change up possibly coming here. Oh, outside fastball missed. The count evens up at 2-2. Catcher set up inside. That's going to score a runner from third. Score two, actually. What a great base running there by Zoe Schroeder. Zoe did not hesitate from second base. Beautiful base running by her. Second time tonight. That gives Huntsman 2 ribbies on the little bloop back to Sears. 4 runs to nothing now for the Lady Panthers here in the bottom of the 5th. And Luber steps in. 2 down. Phillips in the on-deck circle. Low and inside from Sears. Nice outside corner hit there by Sears to even things up at 1-1. Noster just looking for another base runner here. A little high on the inside fastball from Sears. Now the count 2-1. Setting up outside. A fastball comes in outside to even it up at 2-2. 2's across the bottom there. X, as you see, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Sears trying to go back outside, and the count goes full. Luber battles it back to the screen for the Lady Panthers and stays alive at 3-2.
We need to update the
Changeup drops in just low, though, for the Huskers.
There you go.
Luber at first base. Phillips, the catcher, now coming up. She's got 1 on in Kinsey Luber. Now Noster scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. Phillips looking to add to that total. She has a runner in scoring position on the low fastball that hit the dirt. Bounced off the hands of Gash. Phillips with a good opportunity here for the Lady Panthers if she can get one in play. A great pitch from Sears. Started outside and came in. Changeup gets loose from her hands. Rolls in again. I believe the count is 2-1 with 2 down. Inside fastball going to go to 3-1. Noster missed an opportunity there. To be able to get it down to third. Still at second base is Lubert. Phillips looking to drive one in. She's got a hitter's count here at 3-1 versus Sears. Says she checked her swing. Said she's safe. So runners at first and second for the Panthers. Garcia steps up for the Lady Panthers. Second at bat after being hit by the pitch. High fastball from Sears. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 on, 2 down for the Lady Panthers. Kylie Miller stands over there in the on-deck circle. Big lead over at first base.
Yes.
With nowhere to go, though. Yeah, she's not worried about them. They're worried about the batter right now.
Oh, that's a hit.
And a nice strike by Garcia. Ball goes over into the corner, hits the fence. That's going to score 2. Garcia going to get a stand-up triple. What a great hit from her.
That is 2 on the board.
Noster scored 4 here in the bottom of the 5th. Kylie Miller now stands up. Kylie's done her job tonight multiple times, getting an RBI. She's got one at third base right now. Took a big cut right at the beginning. She knows she can extend this lead for the Lady Panthers. Down on the count 0-1. Once again, Miller with an RBI already tonight, looking for her second. Count evens up to 1-1. Garcia's ball looked like it was trailing foul, just dropped in and kept rolling over into that corner. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down now for Miller. Must have called that other one a strike because that was the third, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. That gets the K for Sears. What a great inning there, Zachariah, for the Lady Panthers, scoring 4 there in the 5th.
And I have to say, scoring 4 points, that is just wow.
Now those 4 runs coming off of 2 great hits.
Especially that last hit where we were able to get 2 home runs. I think that's the best hit I've ever seen, especially in softball. The 3 games I've done so far this year.
Nice hit by Garcia. Great base running by Zoe Schroeder. When Estella Huntsman hit her ball up the middle. Zoe, coming from second base, just kept coming. Recognized that the throw was slow to first, and they were more worried about getting Huntsman out. Kept coming in there. And then, as you said, Garcia's great hit. It was trailing over there to the right field line. Stayed in bounds. Stayed fair. She put 2 more runs up on the board. On a stand-up triple. We find ourselves here in the top of the 6th. Brittany Looney, the third baseman, up for the Huskers. Fastball in for strike 1 for Huntsman. Noster feeling pretty good with a 6-run lead here, but Huntsman knows not to mess around. She is going to come right at the Huskers. Off the foot of Gash. She actually says off her knee. Kiana Hussner, shortstop, going to step in for the Huskers with one on for them and nobody out.
Huh? What happened?
Have a courtesy runner for the catcher. It's going to be number 7, Amos, for the Huskers. Kiana squares around. Garcia charges from third. Foul ball as Phillip touches it here. Count, I believe, is 1-1. No hold at first. Does not need to throw. She does not need to throw as there was an occupied player at first. She called her out. Was a drop third strike. And here comes the designated player, number 3, Chapman. I believe Jessica was hit by a pitch the last time she was up. Runner at second for her and the Huskers. She has a nice drive to Garcia. Peyton now with a throw over. Nice double play. They tried to bring the runner to third. Great job there by Peyton to be able to get it over to Zoe Schroeder. Schroeder puts the tag down for the double play. Through 6. Noster up 6.
Yes.
Abby Sater leads off the 6 for the Lady Panthers here. Up 6-0. Sater has put one to the fence. Gotten 2 RBIs already tonight.
Down.
Goes down low, swinging for that one. Counts 1-1. Now he goes to 0-2. Battle to the fence.
Strike 2.
Count's going to remain at 0-2 for Sater.
Is it 2 strikes for 1 out, or is it 3 strikes for 1 out?
Sears shaking off Jeffries. Didn't like what he was calling. Wants to call her own. Goes up the middle. Sater battles it off again. High changeup does not drop for Sears. 1-2 now they count. Looking for that outside fastball, and the count's even, 2-2.
Yeah.
Sater hit by the pitch as well. Seriously doubt, Zachariah, if she'll come off first base. I'd be totally surprised. Peyton O'Connor stepping up for the Lady Panthers. And on deck, we go back to the top of the order with Zoe Schroeder. Sater gives the thumbs up. I figured that would be coming pretty quick. She rubbed a little dirt on it and get ready to go. Nobody down, runner on for O'Connor. Fastball in right underneath the hands from Sears for strike one. Sater, after being hit by the pitch, hustles on down to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike to Peyton. Peyton's got a runner in scoring position with the top of the order right behind her. Fastball was outside. Sears didn't think so, but the count's a 2-1. A low fastball. Good hitter's count now for O'Connor. She stays in at 3-1. Can look for a pitch on this one. Take a cut and try to get Sater in. Count's full now at 3-2 to O'Connor. Sears has battled back in this one. Catcher set up inside. Ball came off the plate.
I mean, it was still a good hit.
Yeah, O'Connor came out of there quickly, but pounded off the plate for the foul ball. And the count remains full. Catcher sets up outside. And Sears able to get the out for the Huskers. Once again, back to the top of the order, Zoe Schroeder up to bat for the Lady Panthers. Be great to get Zoe Schroeder back on. She's such a smart base runner. She's made 2 brilliant decisions on the base paths tonight.
Especially making that home run earlier.
Yeah, she made the run for the Lady Panthers. Came in on the second one for Estella. Gave her a second RBI. That one's going to drop in. Actually, a good play at second base by Lainey Summers and the Huskers. Lainey covered a lot of ground to be able to get that one. Jenna Bazanga up for the Lady Panthers. Fastball on the outside for strike one from Sears.
Yours, you got it now. Let's go now. Yeah.
Bazanga drops one in. Good play by the Huskers to end the 6th. We end where we started, 6-0 for the Lady Panthers. 15 Wilson steps in for Haley Pesto for right field here in the top of the 7th. Ball squirts by Phillips. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Noster up 6 runs to nothing here as we start the 6th. Inside pitch from Huntsman. Shauna Wilson and the Huskers looking to get a runner on. Huntsman trying to climb back up the ladder now. Was down 2-0. Another nice B2 fly by. Huntsman evens it up at 2-2 with the B2 in the background.
2-2.
Shauna Wilson with a nice cut that cleaned up by Luber on a high bounce as she tosses it over to O'Connor. Definitely was chopped.
Chopper hit.
Brittany Looney for the Huskers.
These could be the final 2 outs.
Brittany squares around, tries to lay down the bunt. It goes foul all the way back to the screen. Huntsman up 0-1.
Got to that stage. Goes to the thing after 1 week.
No, just to.
Fastball outside. She pulls back the bunt and lets it go by, and the count evens up at 1-1. One's across the board, X. 1 ball, 1 strike, one out.
Took the words right out of my mouth as well.
Ball's fouled out of play. Now Huntsman up in the count 1-2. Huntsman way more comfortable in this position. The beautiful changeup on the outside. I believe that's her 7th K of the night. So she's put 7 down with the strikeout. And she's got Brenna Wentland up for the Huskers.
Small Brenna.
Good strike one there.
Yeah, looking for her 8th. Counts even at 1-1.
This is Higginsville's final out as well.
Now back to the top of the order. If Wentland can get by Huntsman here.
Stop. By number 5, Sears.
Yeah, Sears in the on-deck circle. Brought back in the foul ball and stopped the fouled off ball. 1-2 for Huntsman, looking for that last one. Low fastball for ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Huntsman looking to close things out with this pitch.
Ball game.
And she does. She gets her 8th strikeout of the evening. And Noster closes it out with a nice 6-0 win over conference foe, the Lady Huskers.
Also,
X, what'd you see out there tonight?
very well defensively for the Lady Panthers. Also, the Higginsville Lady Huskers put up a very tough fight throughout this match tonight, with the bases loaded in the first inning, and throughout the night they've just been getting at it. But your Lady Panthers are able to stick through it for the rest of the night.
Really just four hits for the Lady Panthers that caused trouble for the Huskers. 2 of them for 2 RBIs for the Lady Panthers, and a couple RBIs at the beginning as well. But that's how we'll end things here. 6-0. I don't know if we'll come back and broadcast the cancer awareness piece as well. We're going to stay on here for just a little bit and see if we're going to stay live for a cancer awareness piece in between games or if that's going to be after the JV game. So we do believe that they will do the cancer awareness in between the two games here. So we're going to stay live so you guys can hear that as well. Briz, we have a great crowd out here tonight. It's great to see so many individuals that are currently fighting cancer or have already beat the battle with cancer out here tonight to support our ladies in this cancer awareness game.
What an awesome game, an awesome way for our players to give back. You know, these people weren't picked randomly, right? They were picked with a purpose. They were hand chosen by each one, and they truly are playing for them. So when we announce that here tonight, we're not just saying that; it's really being meant.
Yeah, and it truly is a great crowd out here, folks. It takes you just a little while to get it even up here to the mic to be able to announce some things just because it is so full out here. We won't scan over the crowd, but as I said before, I look around and I see many of our past teachers and even current teachers right now that are battling against cancer or have beaten cancer, and they are here tonight to support these ladies and to support this event. And, you know, it's always great that our high school kids will do something like this and truly kind of get out of their comfort zone to be able to help others in a great time of need. And frankly, cancer just stinks, and these guys are out here to show that they're not going to give up the fight against it. And hopefully, through events like this and through multiple things, one day we'll be able to find a cure to be able to get rid of this.
An awesome show by Higginsville as well to wear the pink socks. You know, I know we had all out pink jerseys, but to wear the pink socks, that's support. I mean, this is more than a game, and that shows that tonight. Just really is a cool thing. You know, the high schoolers getting to honor those that have impacted them in some way. And you know, then for those people to be out here to get to see them play, that's neat too. It's not just it's not lip service. It's, hey, you supported us. Now it's our time to celebrate you.
We see individuals from the past that have been honored, and they've come back out here tonight to show support to these ladies and what they do through these games. And it's great for us to be able to see this. We're going to turn the mic over to Briz as he announces our Cancer Awareness Night.
Good evening and welcome once again to the 2022 Softball Cancer Awareness Night at Noster Sports Complex. We are so blessed to be playing in honor and memory of so many wonderful people. Every person is affected by cancer in some way. It comes without bias. The phone call that stops your world from spinning can leave you feeling alone and unsure. Cancer changes a person's life and their loved ones in many different ways. You learn what's important, you learn to prioritize, and you learn not to waste your time. You tell people you love them. Even though cancer can do a lot, the list of what it cannot do is even longer. Cancer is so limited. It cannot cripple love. It cannot shatter hope. It cannot corrode faith. It cannot eat away peace. It cannot destroy confidence. It cannot kill friendship. It cannot shut out memories. It cannot silence courage. It cannot reduce eternal life. It cannot quench the spirit. We are here tonight to show our love and support for all of you and let you know that you are never alone. To the loved ones who aren't here, your spirit is alive in each of us every day. Your strength and the way you have fought your battles has taught us all how to live life better and more fiercely. Now, it is our privilege, as we would like, for you to turn your attention to the field as we welcome the 2022 softball players and their honored guests who they have the privilege to play for. Tambry Phillips plays for Liz Stafford. Emma Barker plays for Diane Brown. Estella Huntsman plays for Kim Palmer. Aaliyah Beathy plays for Misty Harvey. Abby Sater plays for J.D. Culp. Emma Wooster plays for Marilyn Barber. Elena Phillips plays for Neva Allen. Kinsey Luber plays for Margaret Kessinger. Zoe Schroeder plays for Shirley Schroeder. Jenna Bazanga plays for Wendy Bazanga. Kylie Miller plays for Courtney Warman. Zaylee Underwood plays for Bobby Jefferson. Addie Wade plays for Barbara Wade.
Okay.
Michaela Garcia plays for Debbie Pfister. Peyton O'Connor plays for Peggy McInich. Jaden Myers plays for Tanya Waller. Hannah Goodall plays for Patricia Goodall. I'm going to say one thing here. I'll give it to you. Let's give it up for all these players and their special guests. Now I will hand the mic over for a special announcement. Yep. You're on. Push up, push up, push up.
I don't know how special this is because I didn't know if I was even going to be able to do this. But I thought, what a better night to have a testimonial. The girls don't realize how much I needed them more than they needed me. Last week, I told Wendy, I said, I know I can do this. It shouldn't bother me, but then there's people asking questions and I felt like I've been looked at and and I don't like that. And then some of the softball girls, somebody told them that I have cancer, which I do, but I didn't know the purpose and why they were told. I apologize to all of you. I should have been the one to tell you, and I was going to tell you and Coach Clark tonight. So I'm going to tell my little bit of story. I fell in February on a little bitty piece of ice, and I cracked a bone in my back, or a rib, and I let it go, and softball's coming. So I thought, oh gosh, I need to go get some physical therapy or something to strengthen my back for fall. And so I thought, why not get a physical? We have bus physicals, but they're not a lot. They're not blood work. And so I go in May to get this physical, and I was healthy. I walked 2 or 3 miles a day. I didn't feel bad, but I just thought peace of mind. So I go in, and then I get a call, and they say, something's showing up in your blood work. You got to come back. So after 3 or 4 blood works, they told me that I had abnormal protein in my blood, which is cancer. So in June, what? She knows the dates. I don't. June 28th, I got referred. Well, I went over. I got referred to the cancer clinic in Warrensburg, and God, when I talked to Dr. Singh, I said, I don't get this. I don't get it. I said, I feel good. I have no symptoms. I talked to Dr. Carper. The cancer that I have hits people 65, which I hit that check mark, and it's people that are obese and African American. And I thought, oh my gosh, but it's okay. But after they did, because I was still kind of scratching my head, so after they looked, they asked me, they said, have you ever worked in chemicals? And to back up, I helped my dad strip furniture for 15, 20 years, and that was probably it. We didn't use gloves, whatever, but that's beside the point. So I go in, and, do you have this? No, I don't have symptoms. And so they're telling me I have cancer, and I feel healthy. So they did a full body X-ray, and they did a bone marrow biopsy. So on June 28th, Wendy was in there, and Dean, and they come in and said, Dr. Singh's about this tall, and he's a little Iranian guy, and he said, you got smoke in your bone marrow, and we're going to put the fire out. So he pretty well told me I had cancer. And the type of cancer it is, it puts little lesions on your bones. And so when they did the full body X-ray, they only found 2 in my body, which is great. So that means, the chances are it was caught early. But this cancer you're never cancer free. It's a cancer that you live in remission with. And you can always look over your shoulder, which I don't want to do. I want to live my life. But the deal was when we, in June when I was told we come out. I tell you, I admire all you women because I know that was when you're told you've had cancer. That's you think you know the feeling, but you don't know the feeling. Trust me, you don't know it. And so I talk a lot, but coming home that day, I don't think I said a word to Dean all the way home. It just was quiet, and I thought, you know what? I don't. I got to do what I can do. I'm a health nut. I juice, and Keith actually brought me by a new juicer. He said, "Your mom, go at it," and it was a book juicing of the Bible or something. And so I thought, I'm going to do what they want me to do, and I'm going to juice. But to back up a minute, a week after I found out I had cancer, my husband found out he's got diagnosed with cancer. So we had a double whammy. So we talked as a family. We talked to Keith, Megan, Wendy, all of us. We wanted it to be private. I wasn't going to put it on Facebook. I wasn't going to put it out there. We needed our time. But I went to 2 doctors and I said, is this going to affect my bus driving and coaching? And they said, absolutely not. One doctor told me I was an ox for the shape I was in. And he said, you can do it, Peg. He says, it's going to get tough at the end. And it has gotten tough at the end. But we're close to it. And I'm in I said, what do I do? So I tell you, Tracy Bivens is out there in the outfield. She's been my secret gardener with a magic garden. Let me tell you, she's put so many vegetables on my porch swing, and I've juiced everything I can juice, and I've held my nose, and I've chased it with something, and I've got it down. But I want you to know that when they told me, Dr. Singh told me he would have me in remission 4 to 6 months. So Macy come home from school and she come by and she had a little cry. And I said, Macy, it's going to be all right. They said I'm going to be in remission in 4 to 6 months. And I said, with Grandma's attitude and her competitiveness, I said, what do you think Grandma's thinking? And she said, I don't know. And I said, if they told me I'm going to be in remission in 4 months, I'm going to be in remission in 3.
Yeah.
And I started chemo actually the day I started chemo on July 25th, Wendy come with me and Megan went with her dad, and he was starting his stuff in KU the same day. It was coincidental, but we were doing it together. So 1 month after I started my chemo, they wanted me to do 4 rounds. And they said each round's going to get harder, and I'm in the very last week of round 4. So Thursday I get my last shot in my stomach, and I can ring that bell. And I tell the girls all the time that in my day, I was a good athlete. I was gifted. I won a lot of first places and everything, but I think ringing the bell is going to be right up there with it all. So anyway, so after a month after I had started on all the chemo, they did the myeloma cancer check. And I thought, help me, Lord, it's such a middle game. Folks, I didn't even take a COVID shot because I didn't know what's all in that little pill. And so in my protocol for this cycles of chemotherapy, I have to take a chemo pill every night for 2 weeks. And then on Mondays, I have to go get a shot in the left side of my stomach. On Thursdays, I get a shot in the right side of my stomach. I've done that for 12 weeks. And what they put in these shots, they put rubber gloves on, and they protect themselves, and they put this coat on, and then they put this shot in me, and it really kills my skin. I'm not making a joke with this, but I look like a leopard. My stomach is numb now, but I talk to my body all the time and tell it that I've got to get it back to normal. And so I do 2 weeks on, 1 off, and I've done 4 cycles. There's not many people that go through this protocol these 4 cycles without having to stop, or their numbers aren't good, their blood work's not good. But praise the Lord, when we have made it through all 4. So when Shay calls me, she goes, "Oh my God, Peggy, oh my God." My low number was 3.3, which is high. And so she calls me, or she texts me, and she says, oh my gosh, this is unreal. This is unreal. She said, your cancer number is 0.8. So I went from 3.3 to 0.8 in 1 minute. So they're going to do another one Thursday and check it, but in my gut, I think, I passed that goal. So anyway, Shay goes, I went in the next time, every Monday and Thursday, she says, Dr. Singh wants to see you. And I don't know, it's such a roller coaster ride. I said, what is he going to see me for, Is it good or bad? Do I need to bring Dean? Do I not need to bring Dean? And they said, oh no, it's good. It's good. So I go in there, he said all he wants is 10 minutes. So I went in there, and like I said, he's a little short man, and he's got the softest hands, and I must have had something on softball, and he goes, baby, you coached today? And I said, yeah, and I said, it was raining, and we did sliding out there that day. I said, I coach every day. And he goes, you the perfect candidate. And I said, the perfect candidate for what? And he held my hand, and he looked at me, and I told Dean, he told me 3 times within a minute I was the perfect candidate. And he asked me to go to KU and be to go get a bone marrow transplant. He said it'll give me a new lease of life. He said it'll be life-changing for me. That's exactly what he said. He said I can live and look over my shoulder the rest of my life and hope to live in remission and do the healthy things, and maybe I can. But I don't want that. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder the rest of my life. So I went to KU, and it was very overwhelming. Every time I go into the doctor's office, the amount, my whole life's been turned upside down. But I know you all have your stories too. But I go over to KU, and the Dr. Ahmed, she looked like she could be Dr. Singh's sister, actually. The first words out of her mouth was, she looked at my history and looked at me, and she said, you're the perfect candidate.
Uh-huh.
So, Olivia's not here tonight, but Olivia's our little preacher in her family. And she calls me about every week. She's on the treadmill to pass time. And we were talking about it one night, and I said, Olivia, I am scared, but I'm the perfect candidate, they tell me. And when I go up there, I listen for 2 hours, and I think I need the bone marrow. I've asked God to guide me, and He is guiding me that way. So, and I tell you, that little girl, she can talk a lot, but I tell you, if she's gonna bring the faith out in you, it's gonna be her. And so actually, she called me today, and I gotta call her back. I'm on my last week. Dean starts his treatments on Friday, and then he'll get through his, and then he's going to recover. And I'm going to have my week off next week, and then I'm going to go in and put myself in my own little boot camp. I've got to get myself healthy and strong for when I go in for this bone marrow transplant. What they do is they want me at my lowest. And how it was described to me, they take grass and they cut the grass off and they just fill it as low as they can. So there's a little base in there. And then what they're going to do, I don't know if you girls know or seen a dialysis machine. They're going to put a little thing on me with three lines. It's outpatient actually. And but these lines I'll go through. They'll take my bone marrow, and they're going to feed out they're going to put my good back in me, and they're going to feed out the bad, and then it's kind of like, then it's going to grow healthy. So if it's successful, then I have new healthy bone marrow in my body, and it is life changing. You know, um, the part I know everybody else still needs. There's people out here that need prayer, and I still need prayer. Dee needs prayer. Uh, this, but what I need prayer on is they said I'm just not good about being away from home, so I have to stay 30 minutes or 30 miles from KU for, she said, up to 30 days, and I about fell out of the chair. And I think, you got to be kidding me. And she said, well, up to 30. And I said, well, how soon do they send people home? And she said, well, we've sent people home in 20 days. So Macy, I'm telling you right now, what's Grandma's thought if I'm going to be home in 19 or less. Okay? So I start my process up there on October 27th. I go up there, and they have to do their own testing on me and get me ready and whatever. And 2 days prior to bone marrow transplant, they're going to give me a hard chemotherapy, which I think Wendy had hard ones every month. But I don't know what kind you all had or what, but then they tell me I might lose my hair. And I about fell out of the chair again. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. And the social worker goes, well, your hair is short anyway, and it'll grow back. Do you want a wig? And I wanted to say, hell no. I said, no. I said, I'll get through this. So I mentally had to just think, if I lose my hair, it's life. If I have to stay 20 days, it's life. So I think my transplant's going to be around the middle of November. My birthday's December 1st. My goal is to be home, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But I think Dean's going to be my caregiver up there. He's going to stay with me. And if Dean gets a cold or whatever, then of course they don't want him around me. Then Wendy's going to be my caregiver. And then Megan's going to be back home with her dad. So we're going to get through this. But then they dropped one more bombshell on me. I thought, oh my God, when's this going to stop? But once I get home, I'm going to be fine. I know that. But the deal is, I have to stay home, around my house, around my yard, with my dog Oreo, for 100 days. So I'm off the bus, won't see my kids. But you can come through my driveway, and I'll come out and talk to you. Trust me, I will. The only thing I can taste, when Dr. Singh asked me, I'm sorry, I'm getting lengthy. I said I was going to wing it and be short, but when Dr. Singh asked me about this transplant, you girls don't know it, but for probably a month, I haven't really felt from my feet to my knees. It's like neuropathy, Wendy, in my hands. I've had this, and some days I don't feel like I can pick a ball up, but I make myself pick the ball up, and I walk out, walk back. Can I run today? No, probably I can't run today. But then I come up my body, and I've had shots in my stomach for 12 weeks. And then my hands and my skin has aged 10 years in 10 weeks. I've lost taste. I haven't had any taste since the first week of chemotherapy. My eyesight, the kids on the bus goes, Miss Peggy, why are you wearing your glasses? It affected my vision too, which it did Wendy's too. And so I said, well, grandmas wear glasses. That's what I said. So not only am I asking for prayer, there's people out here still fighting their battle. And you know, if anything, I even said to Macy the other day, I said, now Jenna's known. And I hope someday that, you know, I can get through this. I've been told come March, I'll be back on the bus if I want to be. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to have a life. And that's good to hear. But I hope someday that I can help someone through this, because mentally it is something else, let me tell you. But the Lord, as he always says, it won't give anything he can't handle. So I look at it that way. So I thought tonight maybe a little testimonial would help. We have two girls that are going to pass the basket around. Now, I don't know if Dean's here. I haven't said anything to him. Megan's here. And Keith's here. We're going to pass the baskets tonight, and I'd like for you to donate. I think we normally give our money to Johnson County Cancer. They helped Wendy when she had her cancer. They've helped so many people. But what I'm going to step out to say, whatever is donated tonight, the Bazanga family will match. Okay? I've said enough. You all got a basket. What do you all got here? Wasn't going to cry, but I'll go ahead and say this. 100 days at home, the hardest thing is I won't be able to hug my grandkids. So on that 101 day, we're going to have one hell of a group hug. That picture I might put on Facebook. So, anybody want to say something, finish it up? Thank you, Higginsville, for listening and having the long talk. Thank you, Daryl. And you guys are more than welcome. Our JV girls want their butt off too. And you're more than welcome to stay.